All right, everyone. As you know, I don't normally talk about transfers, but I've just been watching Alice Talks Football, which I really like, actually. She's one of the few people I will listen to on any video, really, because I just think she speaks from the heart. She makes a lot of sense. And she was talking about the potential dealings that might go on in the next few days. Um, it's not really the details, I suppose, that are that important. It's the symbolic message that goes with it, and that is that, as she was saying, in order to buy Amrabat, who United probably desperately need a player of that equivalent. I wouldn't say him specifically, but of that equivalent. They're having to wait for sales to go through of Dean Henderson, or the potential that maybe Van der Beek will go to Real Sociedad on the last day of the window, or that McTominay might go to Bayern Munich. Manchester United are having to wait to see if sales go through before they can buy a £20 million player who's a home bargains player. We still desperately need another striker, which some people in Cloud Cuckoo Land believed we could spend another £100 million on Harry Kane or Osimhen or someone like that, as well as getting Højlund. That was muted earlier in the summer that potentially could happen. I'm almost lost for words. I don't think we desperately need another centre back, to be honest with you. Maguire's crap, but if we're keeping him, we don't need another centre back. I'm getting pulled into the what we need and what we don't need. That's not the point of the video, actually. The point of the video is, as a club, now we are reaching the precipice. We are staring down a massive, great hole. And this summer is the culmination of the last 10 years of negligence, of poor transfer work, of lack of ability to sell players, and now the shit's hit the fan. Now we are in a position where we are having to sell, as I said, sell players and try and get deals over the line to push them out of the door so that we've got enough money to buy a bargain basement player or potentially go and loan a left back because we can't afford to buy one. This is Manchester United, and this is what it's come to. So if the Glazers stay, and again it brings me back to what I've spoke about many times before about how much we need to put more pressure on them. If they stay, nothing's going to improve in the next year. They're not going to get any more money in the next year. They're not going to suddenly become good owners. They're not going to suddenly become competent owners. They're not going to suddenly be able to generate funds that will help the FFP situation. None of that's going to happen. So this year, which I'm not going to be disrespectful, some people were marking it 8 out of 10 a few weeks ago as a transfer window. This year is a prelude to what will happen next year, because nothing's going to change. We still haven't really improved massively our FFP. So next year, God knows what's going to happen. God knows what's going to happen next year. We will have, again, an incredibly limited budget, and we'll be reliant on selling players who are on massive wages, who don't want to go and aren't very good, to try and be able to fund signings. But what they do, and what they're doing now, I think this is the beginning of it, is they desensitize you to it. So this year is the first year, and I still don't think anyone's really kicking up much of a stink about it, but there might be some people who are calling it out for what it is, which is pathetic, and it's a disgrace that this football club has come to this. But next year it happens again, the year after that it happens again, the year after that it happens again. In 5 years' time it's normal, but I'll tell you what, in 5 years' time we'll be finishing 7th, 8th, 9th, etc. Is that going to be normal as well? Because that's what's on the way. That's what's on the cards. This team, this squad, is not in a cat in hell's chance of being good enough to do what's required this season. And they're pissing around trying to get deals over the line, as I said, for home bargains players, and they're having to sell players to do it. This is the warning sign, people. This is the warning sign. This is the last few days of the transfer window, and Man United having to try and scramble and get rid of players so that they can have enough money to bring someone in on loan or for £20 million. People won't stay to try and protest against the Glazers. It's bad. It's really bad. I'm not sure everyone gets it, but it's really, 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 really bad. Glazers out.